Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? So I gotta talk about Jaron Ennis' next fight coming up on July 8th. It's gonna be in Atlantic City on the East Coast. We know he's from Philadelphia, so I think that's a prime location for Jaron Ennis to have this upcoming fight. Atlantic City, New Jersey is always a great location for fights. He's gonna be taking on Roiman via the same guy who got the controversial victory over Speedy Rashidi Ellis in a great fight, a very up and down, a lot of emotional roller coaster vibes going on in that fight. You had Speedy Rashidi Ellis, who was controlling most of the fight, boxing well, boxing beautifully, looking fast in the early rounds, sharp, counter punching, just doing very, very good boxing work. But then you had that elephant in the room with Roiman Villa, who I believe he was like 26-1 with 23, 24 knockouts, 25, I believe, maybe. The dude got a lot of power, and you can see those punches just barely missing, and some of the punches that were landing on the gloves, you like, man, this dude powerful, and he's tall. You could tell that he's physically strong, just a lot of power in his step and in his punches, and you just knew that if one of those punches landed clean, it could change the fight, and that actually happened. Roiman Villa ended up knocking down Rashidi Ellis late in the fight. I believe he knocked him down twice in one round, or it got very dicey in there for Rashidi Ellis. But me personally, I still had Rashidi Ellis, pulling out the victory. He was able to survive. Very crafty, very smart fighter, was able to survive and make it to the cards. And I thought he'd done enough in that fight to win. I actually wanted to see Rashidi Ellis go get his bike back versus Roiman Villa in a rematch. But Jaron Ennis on that same night had a fight versus Jaron Ennis where he didn't look spectacular. Jaron did do a lot of moving in that fight, more moving than he did punching. And he was clearly there to not get knocked out. He was clearly there to go rounds, get to the cards, because Jaron Ennis had been putting everything to fucking sleep. And he was like, look, at the very least, I might not be able to beat this motherfucker, but I ain't finna get knocked out in front of all these people. You dig what I'm saying? And that's what he did. He went out there and he got to the cards. Now, Jaron Ennis got a lot of criticism, and rightfully so, because me personally, being a huge fan of Jaron Ennis, and a huge advocate of his game and his skill set, his natural abilities, I just think Jaron Ennis is one of the most talented fighters in the sport. Still very young and has a long way to go, a lot to learn. And I think he learned a lot in that fight, learning that you can't just rely on your offense. You can't just rely on just your combination punches and power. You gotta focus on your footwork too. You gotta be able to cut the ring off. You gotta take small steps to get that desired outcome and result of a stoppage if that's what you want. Break a fighter down, use your jab, cut the ring off, go to the body, which I didn't feel like he did enough of in that fight, which was why Jaron was able to move around the way he did the entire fight. I'd never really seen a motherfucker move like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's because Jaron Ennis had no clue on how to cut the ring off, and he didn't go to the body. But I think that's something that he and Bozy worked on, and I think he'll be better this time around. The good thing is that he's fighting Roiman Villa, who's coming off a Rashidi Ellis win. He's going to be high off of that. And this guy's going to come forward with power. He's a big guy just like Jaron Ennis for the division. And this guy's going to be right there for Jaron Ennis. You dig what I'm saying? Even though I wanted to see Roiman Villa and Rashidi Ellis do a rematch, I think this fight right here is an even better fight stylistically, because it's going to be action-packed, a lot of offense. Roiman Villa ain't going nowhere. He ain't moving backwards. He ain't boxing off the back foot. This man coming to knock your head off. And Jaron Ennis, he want nothing more than a motherfucker that's going to stand right there and fight with him. You feel what I'm saying? So this is a great fight. It's a great bounce back opportunity for Jaron Ennis to put on that show that everybody expected him to put on that Gervonta Tank Davis undercard. This is his opportunity to come back with a vengeance and fight somebody who is a threat, who's coming off a huge victory versus Rashidi Ellis, who got power, and stylistically he matches up perfectly with Jaron Ennis. Somebody that you can show that offensive weaponry against, somebody who you can throw those combinations, those 3, 4, 5 punch combinations. You know what I'm saying? Go to the body, go to the head. You know what I'm saying? Show them uppercuts, show the hand speed, show the power. This is the type of fight that Jaron Ennis need. Well, honestly, I think he still need those guys that's gonna help him display that he can cut the ring off. But from a fan's perspective, from a promotional exposure perspective, from the standpoint of him, you know, building his brand as a powerful knockout artist with great offense, this is the type of fight that he needs to be in, because Roiman Villa is a guy who poses a threat with power, and he gonna be right there for Jaron Ennis to either, you know, move around if he want to move around, you know, just fight him at mid-range, long range, and then he can do literally anything he want to do with Roiman Villa. He just got to watch out from get hit with something crazy, because this dude really does have power. So these are my initial thoughts on this fight. Is going to be July 8th. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. How do y'all feel about this matchup? Do you think Villa has a chance of winning this fight? He did just beat undefeated Rashidi Ellis, a guy who everybody really want to see Jaron Boots Ennis in the ring with. I still want to see that fight. I'm interested in y'all thoughts on this fight, man. I think this is a great stylistic matchup. I don't see this fight going a distance. Somebody going to sleep. Of course, I'm favoring Jaron Boots Ennis to win this fight, but somebody going to sleep in this motherfucker. This fight ain't going a distance. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender Regime Boxing. I holla at y'all boys, man.